Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Now let's take a look at the solution for the question on page 205 from this exercise book. So this program is supposed to accept a country code entered by the user. If the code is similar to any of the following code, store the associated country name into a variable called country, and next display the country. So given to you, we have code MAS, SIN, and IND. Those represent the countries. So you need to do an analysis first prior to writing your program. So let us take a look at the screen analysis 1. Okay, you are supposed to get the input from the user, so we need to write an interactive output statement, okay, to the user so that the user knows on what is expected in terms of inputting the correct value. Okay, so ask the user to enter a code. Okay, guide the user, okay, on what values to enter. Okay, in this case we display the values here. Okay, MAS, SIN, or IND. Okay, and this is the location, okay, where the input will be stored into. Okay, and lastly we will display the name associated with the code. Okay, so the first case is for Malaysia, next case is for Singapore and Indonesia. Okay, now take a look at the problem solving analysis chart. Okay, from the output just now, so we have displayed enter a code from the above menu. So basically from here to here it is a display statement, so simply mention display. Okay, just display the statement. Next one, you need to get the value and store into a location called code. Okay, so the code, since the code here is supposed to store values such as MAS. Okay, you have characters, so you can declare code as of type string. Okay, and don't forget we have another string, that is country. Okay, how do you know this country? Because in the question it says that store the associated country name into a variable called country. Okay, it has mentioned there, so you need to create another variable called country, and of course you need to assign it to a data type of type string. Okay, so next one, display the country. So you need to display the country based on the code. Okay, based on the code given by the user. So you need to make a comparison using the if selection. Okay, if the code as given by the user here is equal to MAS, then you want to assign the country, assign the variable country to Malaysia. Okay, else if the code is SIN, then you want to assign the country to Singapore. If the code is IND given by the user, IND, then you want to assign country to Indonesia. Okay, otherwise, okay, otherwise you want to display invalid code entered, and then you want to exit. Okay, since the user entered invalid code, so that you want to exit. Okay, that's the end of the program. So this is the output. Okay, so from the output here we can what we call summarize it as according to the process. This is output and input. Okay, this part here correspond to the input statement. Okay, and this part here, okay, this part belongs to this one. You want to display the country, right? You want to display the country with whatever value stored in country, but this country gets the value from the previous selection. Okay, from the previous selection. So if the selection, if the code is MAS, KMAS, then country has been initialized or has been assigned the value of Malaysia. Okay, same goes to Singapore and Indonesia. And if the user enters invalid code, then we will display the error message and then we will exit. Okay. So basically, when you code, this is what you will write. Okay, display the menu first, then the variable declaration. This part is the variable declaration. Okay, take a look at the string. You have two strings. First one is code, and then the next one is country. Okay, next is on the input. Okay, input. Okay, according to the input statement there, the pseudocode. Okay, the selection process here. Okay, this one matches this part. Okay, and then display the menu. Okay, here. Right, now don't forget, okay, the otherwise, the else. Otherwise here we have two statements here that belongs to else. Okay, so that's why you need to have these two statements in a block. Okay, in the block curly brace. Okay, so meaning if the user enter invalid code, then you want to display invalid message and then you want to exit. When you exit, the system halts, stops. Okay, and the control will not go to the next statement. Okay, it will not go to the next statement. If you omit the statement exit, then the control will go to the next statement. Okay, end up it will display the country. Okay, so let's take a look at the what we call program. Okay, so if you have if you run this program, if you execute this program, okay, if you entered wrongly, okay, other than MAS, SIN or IND, then you may expect to see invalid code entered. Okay, example here given is ENG. ENG is not in the code. Okay, so it will go to the invalid code. Okay, then if the user entered MAS, of course the country is Malaysia. Okay, because if the code is MAS, it matches here, then Malaysia. Okay, the string Malaysia will be stored into the location country. Okay, so you have one country location, right? Okay, and if code is MAS, another code is, if code is MAS, then country is assigned Malaysia. Okay, and when you have the value stored in country, then of course you may display whatever value, okay, inside the location, okay, using this out statement, and of course the what we call the location name. Okay, so that is on MAS. And then another example is enter a code from the above menu, SIN, so the country is Singapore. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching.